Has Chanel sold us the same foundation twice, but at a different price? Hi, it's Crystal, your very own personal beauty pro. I actually am a professional makeup artist. My primary work is in what's called print, commercial, and advertising. Editorial is the type of work you would see in magazines, Fashion Week like New York Fashion Week, and the list goes on. What I love doing in addition to doing what I love is sharing those pro tips and tricks with you. I have literally done hundreds of faces of all the races. If you listen carefully, you will always pick up some really great pro tips and some behind the scenes secrets that you can apply to your personal look, whether you are an everyday girl or an aspiring makeup artist. But whatever your reason for watching, I want you to leave feeling uplifted, pretty, maybe laugh a little bit, and enjoy this edutainment. Today's Foundation Friday is going to feature Chanel's new Sublimage L'Essence de Teint. This is Chanel's new very high-end serum foundation. Let's try it on and talk about it. The shade I selected was B70, and just for reference, I lie somewhere between MAC NC44 and NC45. It comes in that signature glass packaging that Chanel usually has for their foundation, and it has a nice touch for this tier of foundation. It comes with a foundation brush. This is a nice synthetic brush. The bristles are densely packed and they're very soft, and it is a pleasant quality. Today I'm actually going to start with my Artist Oval 3 brush, and that's because it's nice, dense, and soft and velvety, just like the Chanel foundation brush, but the head is smaller. And I want to start under the eye today, talk a little bit more about strategic foundation application. I am going to start right here under the eye, because under the eyes, right under the eyes, under the lash line is a great place to start doing your foundation, especially if you don't particularly need concealer. If you perfect under your eye with a little foundation and you don't have darkness or discoloration showing through, then that's all you really need for a nice, natural, easy day of makeup when you're not maybe highlighting or using a fuller coverage. Now we'll start with Chanel's brush and we'll talk a little bit about the foundation. Sublimage is Chanel's signature exclusive level skincare, and many people swear by Sublimage. So this is an addition to the Sublimage line, and one of the key star ingredients is the Vanilla Planifolia. That is said to have antioxidant properties. It's protect the skin, nourish the skin, assist with slowing down the natural aging process of the skin. So those are some of the claims of the vanilla. This has the signature Vanilla Planifolia as one of its ingredients. It is a silicone-based foundation. This is one of those skincare and foundation hybrids. It's a serum foundation, so it is meant to have skincare properties and foundation in one. Sublimage foundation also bills itself as radiance generating, meaning it gives a radiance upon application because it is a serum foundation that has a dewy, radiant finish, but over time it's supposed to enhance the skin's moisture, keep it conditioned and supple. Definitely smell that signature Chanel fragrance, so be mindful of that if you are sensitive to fragrance or trying to avoid fragrance. The coverage is said to be customizable. I would rate the coverage as light to low medium coverage, so it will give you a natural evening out of the skin. It will blur imperfections. Have freckles or blemishes, something of that nature, then you will see those peeking through. And then if you have major things that you'd like to conceal, you will need to use a concealer. The finish is dewy, definitely radiant as promised, low to medium coverage. It feels soothing and moisturizing going on the skin, and it leaves a nice natural coverage to the skin. So those who like a natural skin-like appearance for their foundations, this is along those lines. I'll let that settle down and dry down so you can get to see the final finish before concealer or powder. And in the meantime, I'll tell you a little bit more. Generally speaking, something with a dewy finish like this is best suited for normal to dry skin. However, oily girls look just as pretty with a dewy, satiny look as other skin types, and many oily girls like that dewy look. But I would recommend an oil control lotion or primer, not just any primer for the sake of putting on a lotion, but a true oil control. That way you can have the satiny finish without the excess shine. Because of the nature of the finish and the nature of the formula, this foundation does have transfer. Definitely recommend setting it with a powder. The type of powder you may set it with may vary. For example, if you want to keep some of the glow in the foundation, then I like a powder like the Pat McGrath loose powder because it truly sets makeup, but it has this fine air spun quality that still allows the radiance of the skin. But if you want more of a matte, longer lasting finish, then I would use the Chanel powder. So at this point in the makeup, as I was testing this foundation for the last couple of weeks, I said to myself, this sure feels familiar. What it feels like is the recently released Sublimage foundation. I have a full review on that. They have many similarities, the fragrance obviously, but also the coverage is about the same, that medium coverage. They both offer a moisturizing, dewy finish. The Sublimage might be slightly more dewy, but really side by side, you don't see a big difference in the finish. Sublimage is more water-based, but both foundations have silicone. The Sublimage is going to have the signature Vanilla Planifolia. The unique thing about the Sublimage is that it says it's Longwear, and oddly enough, for a dewy, glowy foundation, it is surprisingly long wearing, and that glowy satiny finish I noticed lasts a good part of the day. Both of them need setting though, but I would say that Sublimage has a slight edge over the longevity, just like it promised. But if you set each one of them well with powder, they do well with staying put, and even as they wear down over the day, they don't get unattractive as they wear down like some foundations can do. You know, some foundations give you that sort of pinprick orange peel effect as they wear away, and they accentuate pores. I have not found these to do that, at least not on my skin, which is normal to dry. So if you were trying to decide between the two, then if finish is all you're thinking about, then they do give a very similar finish. Major difference would be that Sublimage is more serum skincare based. But now if you're wondering what my favorite Chanel foundation is, it's going to be the Ultra Latin, and I covered that in some of my 15, I believe it was, favorite foundations, so I have to link that as well. Okay, now this is the actual final finish of the foundation before adding anything else. As you can see, it's a soft, radiant foundation. It's not as super dewy as it appeared at first. And I am going to conceal for a little lift and a bit more polished of a finish. I'm going to use Chanel's corrector in Apricot. This is a beautiful true apricot corrector. I love the color. I like the formula. I wish it had just a wee bit more density in the pigment. It will be a nice corrector for a variety of shades, light, medium to tan skin. If you're wondering what's on the eyes, we had a little fun with some Chanel quads today, so I'll link the information for these. So we are going to use the Chanel powder to set. I absolutely love this powder. This is the original formula. Here's how I'm going to apply it. There are certain areas of the face that I really want set really well, like under the eye, the forehead, the T-zone, the forehead, the nose, the chin, areas that tend to get more oily, even for my normal to dry skin. Take a clean artist brush and I will lightly tap and press under the eye to set under the eye really well. For the remainder of the face, I'm going to take this Hakuhodo S102. This is a squirrel hair brush. It's really light and airy, super soft. And that's how I'll set the rest of the face. I'm going to gently set. I'm not going to do a really firm set because I still want some of the glow to shine through. So here are some final thoughts on the Sublimage foundation. I do not regret the purchase and I will enjoy wearing this. I would say this is for a very particular audience. One that enjoys luxury foundations. The fans in particular of the Sublimage skincare line will probably really love having a foundation to complement that line. Again, I'd say it's most suitable for normal to dry. However, oily can definitely wear it with some good skin prep and set. The brush that accompany it is a nice touch. If you've been wanting to try a Chanel foundation and you are looking specifically for a dewy foundation and you don't know if you want to take the leap into the Sublimage, then a very comparable finish is the Lavage. I hope you enjoyed this Foundation Friday and of course the pro tips and tricks along the way. I always enjoy sharing these things with you and your interaction and responses make this extra fun. I look forward to seeing you in a future Foundation Friday, but until we meet again, keep it pretty.